Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider and transformed into Spider-Man. Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered, setting him on the path to becoming Batman. The Green Lantern ring tracked down Hal Jordan and recruited him to the Green Lantern Corps. There are numerous methods for someone to become superhuman, ranging from chance events to meticulously planned experiments. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 ways to gain superpowers. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. Being born with powers. Usain Bolt has always been a sprinter. Michael Phelps possessed exceptional swimming abilities from birth. Charles Xavier came to the realization that he was born with a mutant ability to read minds and speak telepathically at some point in his life. During the Silver Age, Marvel first presented the idea of mutants to his audience. Mutants were a new iteration of humanity, born with extraordinary powers and talents that went beyond what typical people were capable of. Since then, both DC and Marvel have produced a large number of characters that were born with special abilities. Sometimes it's due to mutation, and other times it's because of a lineage that's half human and half non-human. Number 9. Demonic possession. The universes depicted in superhero comic books are teeming with beings that are superior to humans and fantastical creatures that are beyond scientific comprehension. Quite frequently, these beings take their cues from the religions and mythologies of humans. Readers have encountered a wide variety of otherworldly beings, ranging from angels and jinnies to fairies and fairies, and these otherworldly beings have frequently served as a source of strength for either heroes or villains. Demonic possession is one of the most fascinating paranormal phenomena. When humans and demons combine their powers, both good and evil can result. Some examples of this are the villain Sabbac and the hero Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider was able to overcome the evil within them in order to become heroes, whereas Sabbac was able to exploit the horrible demonic force that was within him in order to accomplish his own hideous goals. Number 8. Exposure to radiation. Going straight to the source and exposing oneself to radiation has, for a long time, been a way to acquire superpowers. This is analogous to gaining these abilities through the bite of a radioactive animal. Over the course of many years, there have been numerous instances of this. Matt Murdock lost his sight as a child as a result of his exposure to radioactive substances. Nonetheless, he developed heightened senses, including a radar sense, as a result of this experience. Despite the fact that he was blind, Matt became the heroic figure known as Daredevil. During this time, Jonathan Osterman was exposed to a radioactive particle test, which resulted in his transformation into the all-powerful Dr. Manhattan from the Watchmen series. They were in danger of passing away, but the gods decided to deal them a different hand. Number 7. Technology. The different tuxedos and outfits that James Bond wears give him an extremely dapper appearance. The Iron Man suit of armor that Tony Stark wears makes him look even more awesome than he already is. Because of it, he is able to travel through space, defeat the Hulk, and shoot repulsor rays while maintaining a stylish appearance. Over the course of many years, technology has served as a significant source of extraordinary abilities. Even though Eric of Dacia is not a computer whiz, he is nonetheless capable of acquiring the XO Manowar suit, which would provide him with superpowers including omnilingualism, omnispeed, and omnipotence. Angelo Mortale did not have the same level of intelligence as Tony Stark, but he was injected with Menites and became the hero known as Bloodshot. These nanoparticles gave him a healing factor, superhuman endurance, and cyberkinesis. Number 6. Ingesting various super serums. The motivation that drives Captain America, Steve Rogers, to be a heroic figure comes in large part from within himself. On the other hand, he never would have been able to become the Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America, if he hadn't been given his Super Soldier Serum. Although Captain America is an example of someone acquiring new abilities as a result of exposure to a serum or medicine that confers superpowers, he is far from the only person to have done so. The large number of characters, including Harmon, Mr. Hyde, Bane, and the Sentry, have acquired their abilities as a result of consuming chemical concoctions. Number 5. Get bitten by a supernatural creature. There are many supernatural creatures described in mythology, and many of them spread their species by biting people. The most well-known examples of this phenomenon are vampires, zombies, and werewolves. You can find references to them in virtually every aspect of popular culture. Comics have been included in this. Characters like Blade and Morbius are instances of bloodsuckers who fight against their predatory nature, and Dracula has made his way to Marvel, DC, and many other companies. However, Dracula has also made his way to other companies. Werewolves are typically shown as evil characters in comic books. However, Werewolf by Night demonstrates that they may sometimes take on a heroic role. Even undead characters such as Gwen Dillon from iZombie have demonstrated that there is more to zombies than just their mindless shambling. Number 4. Activated dormant superhuman gene. The role of the Inhumans throughout the history of Marvel has always been interesting. The Kree race visited Earth many millennia ago and conducted experiments on humanity. These experiments involved altering humans' genomes in a way that made them susceptible to mutation when exposed to a foreign chemical, in this instance the Terrigen mists. After keeping a low profile and staying hidden from humanity for ages, they would finally reveal themselves during the age of superheroes. The Inhumans have used pomp and ceremony as a means of reawakening their dormant genes. However, they are not the only example of a character getting abilities as a result of something interacting with a dormant gene. In fact, there are many other examples. In fact, Earth X and its successors depict a future in which every human on Earth awakens latent superpowers as a result of exposure to the Terrigen mists. These latent superpowers are the result of celestial manipulation. Number 3. Future technology. The future will be filled with endless possibilities, and superhero comics have found creative ways to capitalize on this idea. Even in this day and age, there are technologies that individuals who lived even 50 years ago would consider to be nothing short of magical. It stands to reason that this phenomenon will only become more prevalent in the years to come. A variety of characters have resorted to using futuristic technology to bestow powers on him. Sometimes, like Booster Gold and Abracadabra, they are able to bring their technology with them when they travel back in time. On other occasions, mishaps involving time travel bring weapons of immense strength from the future to the present. Because of this, throughout history, there have been numerous heroes and villains who have used their superior technology to overcome their adversaries. Number 2. Hang out with people who have superpowers. There have been a lot of superhero pairings introduced by Marvel, but sometimes they didn't start out that way. Take Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne. Hank was able to transform into Ant-Man after developing his Pym particles. At some point, he included Janet in the plan, supplying her with Pym particles and designing the Wasp suit specifically for her to wear. The fact that acquiring superpowers through teaming up with other heroes is demonstrated by the fact that Janet became the Wasp as a result of their partnership. It is possible that all that is required to acquire superpowers is to spend enough time in the company of those who already possess them. Strange occurrences have been known to have an influence on individuals in the vicinity of superheroes. These occurrences can take on a variety of forms. Over the years, this has resulted in the creation of a large number of heroes and villains with superpowers. Number 1. Be rich. In the real world, having a lot of money is the single most powerful thing a person can have, and the same is true in comic books. Even if money can't buy happiness, it can buy just about everything else, and many of the individuals in these stories have earned superpowers as a result of their financial success. This is perfectly illustrated by Batman's arsenal of weapons, vehicles, and armor, all of which allow him to compete effectively against foes possessing superpowers. It's no secret that a lot of superheroes and supervillains are filthy rich. This is how they were able to enter the world of the superpowered in the first place. It's common knowledge that having more money makes life easier. Therefore, this makes perfect sense. A great number of characters have made use of their resources in order to advance to the next level and obtain the extra oomph they required in order to combat the forces of evil or the forces of good. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.